People affected by an emergency are the best judges of their own needs. The changes they want to see are important indicators of the difference a project can make and the likely impact it will have. When beneficiaries can identify those changes and contribute to decision-making, project impact is likely to be greater. When people are not involved, a response can fail to respond to their needs, leave out vulnerable groups, waste money and add to suffering.
Bueno, en el contexto donde estamos trabajando nosotros y en temas de ayuda humanitaria, en proyectos de rehabilitación, una característica que tiene CARE es lograr la participación efectiva de los socios. Trabajamos fundamentalmente con aportes de las propias comunidades que están trabajando y en asocio con los gobiernos municipales. Entonces, participamos de manera conjunta con los socios desde el inicio, desde la identificación de los daños y las necesidades para la gente.
It requires a longer term kind of engagement to bring that level of confidence whereby people can come and challenge on certain types of activities. And communities has to say, instead of simply act as total recipients, they have to understand that this is our right. Getting food whenever they need is their part of their human right. The right that they can claim to the government, the right they can claim to any actors. So that's why we should encourage people and let them know that this is their right. If they feel that that's their right, they'll be comfortable or confident enough to challenge you.
We define effective as ensuring that we have a holistic sense of the needs within a certain context. Those aren't necessarily the needs that are defined by us. Those are the needs that are defined by a community because they have a greater sense of what their needs will be, not just today, but tomorrow often. And often we forget the tomorrow in an emergency because we're just looking at what we need to do today. And I think by having a conversation with the communities that we're working with allows us to think about the next steps. What are going to be the implications of the assistance we deliver today, tomorrow, next week, 3 months from now? Also meeting the needs of those members of the community that we might not traditionally consider, who are sometimes excluded in the case of emergencies, who have special needs, who are in the shadows, who are marginalized. And if we can get to those people, that's what I would consider effective.
Well, I think it's really a process which always evolves. It's a very much learning and doing it, So every day you may have to change your, system or something. Every day you have to improve it. So there is always a continuous discussion happening between the beneficiaries and between our staffs, like whether this is working or not, whether they're feeling comfortable about the information that we are providing or whether they are able to provide their information to us. So it's a constant learning process,
Bolivia is frequently affected by disasters. The Emergency Capacity Building Project, a country consortium of NGOs, government agencies and UN institutions are working together to develop accountability strategies, training and tools. This collaboration enables them to share learning and improve the overall impact of their program activities in the community.
When the emergency happens, we set up Emergency Operations Committee. We firstly talk to the people of the communities. So we talk to them and see how is the people doing with the crops, with the animals. We gather the demands from the people, and then we can hold a meeting and explain those demands to make things work properly for them. We actually go to the communities and inspect. For example, is the water supply right for them? If they need some medical assistance, medical care, so we go back to the city and arrange things to help them satisfy their demands.
Porque creemos que si son las comunidades, si son los hombres y mujeres que habitan esa tierra tan vulnerable, los que deciden qué hacer en el futuro y cómo vivir mejor, creemos que de pronto la planificación o el plan va a ser de mucho mejor aprehensión para ellos.
I see a change in the communities in terms of identifying their needs and prioritizing their needs. The challenge in the future is to actually generate capacities to articulate, to know the processes, because there's a lot of laws involved and the processes that they should follow when they're talking about demanding something from the authorities. So that will be a next step that goes to a more developing process than an emergency response.